Hi there, my name is Ben. I work at ANU Academic Skills, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking to you about essay writing strategies. This slide breaks down the entire essay writing process and is one we'll return to a few times over the course of this presentation. As you can see, the first step in tackling an essay is to analyze and interpret the question. A common issue that a lot of students have is going right into writing their essay without really understanding what the essay requires of them. And you could write a really good essay, but if it's not on the topic that you're meant to be answering, then you're not going to get good marks for that. So making sure you understand the question is a really important first step. Then once you've taken the time to understand the question and sought clarification where needed, the next step is to identify where you stand on the topic. Now, in most assignments, unless you're instructed otherwise, there will be an implicit expectation that you'll take a position on the topic you're writing about. This involves researching and supporting your position. Now, you may have a position already on the topic, and your research then becomes about supporting it, or you may not really know a lot about the topic, hence your research is necessary to arrive at a position. And in some cases, you may even have a position and your research will change your point of view. It's all part of the research and writing process. We also really recommend using mind mapping and brainstorming to help you figure out your position. So don't just keep it all in your head. It's really useful to put it on the page. And this can also help you in terms of fleshing out the potential structure to your essay, which we'll talk a little bit more about shortly. Once you've arrived at your position and figured out your reasons for taking that position, the next step will be to develop a thesis statement. Everything in your essay will emerge from the thesis statement and should ideally link back to and support the thesis statement. In short, a thesis statement is a concise summary of your position and its supporting argument. Every essay needs one, and it should be no more than 2 or 3 sentences, and if you can fit it all into one sentence, then that's fantastic, but obviously don't have a huge, unwieldy sentence as a result of that. Once we have a thesis statement in place, we can begin writing the paper. But don't just start writing straight away. It's good to take some time to figure out the best structure and make a plan for your essay. Once you have dot points for each section, following the structure provided, you can then proceed to flesh out those dot points into fully fledged paragraphs. The essay begins with an introduction, and there are 4 key things the introduction needs to do. First of all, provide some brief background or context on the subject that you're writing about. Secondly, identify the particular issue or problem or debate that you're going to be focusing on. Thirdly, identify the thesis statement, so what is your position? And fourthly, signpost key reasons for taking that position, which also gives the reader a bit of a sense of the structure of your paper. The body of your paper is made up with a series of paragraphs. Each paragraph should have a topic sentence. This topic sentence will be a theme or a mini argument that will help you to support your overall thesis. And after you've provided that topic sentence, you go into providing evidence and analysis, supporting and exploring that theme or idea over the rest of the paragraph. And then the paragraph usually ends with a concluding sentence that puts a nice ribbon on things, or a linking sentence that provides a segue into the next paragraph. The key point of each paragraph is to help to advance the thesis statement. So each paragraph really does need that topic sentence that encapsulates what it's about and links back to your main thesis. And finally, the conclusion of your essay wraps things up. And this usually consists of a summary of your position and your key reasons for adopting that position, which means in some respects the conclusion is a bit of a mirror of the introduction, though you don't want to use identical wording, obviously. And on top of that, in some cases you can talk about the implications of your findings or future directions for other researchers to adopt. That won't be the case in all essays, but where you can do that, it's a really good way of showing that your findings can feed back into a bigger picture. Once you've gotten to the end of your essay and you're happy with the finished product, you don't want to just immediately save and submit. You want to take some time to edit and proofread your paper. And when we talk about editing and proofreading, we're talking about two different things. Editing being looking at argument, structure, content, and proofreading being looking at grammar and expression and checking all the references are correct and that sort of thing. And often if we do both those things at the same time, we will give one or the other short shrift. So it is good to treat these as separate processes. In fact, we would suggest going back over your essay 4 times, looking for 4 different things. First of all, review your argument and make sure that it's coherent and well supported. Secondly, review the structure of your paper and identify whether you have chosen the best structure or whether things might need to be reshuffled a little bit. Thirdly, look at your paragraphing. Make sure that each paragraph has topic sentence, evidence and examples, linking and summarizing, and that your introduction and conclusion also have all the required ingredients. And finally, focus on your expression. Have you expressed yourself clearly? Are there errors that will disrupt the reading process for your reader and assessor? And we've sort of put these items in this order because we believe that this is the order of importance. You could have a really well-written, elegantly phrased essay, but if there are issues with your argument or your structure, then they will be much greater weaknesses. So it is good to address these things in this order. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it helps you with your essay writing. If you wish to talk about essay writing strategies further or bring along a draft of your work to be looked over and receive feedback, then please feel free to make a time to speak with us at Academic Skills. Thank you very much and have a great day.